Trail running has gained popularity in recent years with big brands cashing in. However, the proliferation of trail running events has seen a withdrawal in major sponsorship. And the market has become quite saturated to lure any major sponsorship, or can it still do so? Joining us from our studios in Cape Town to discuss the business of trail running is writer and Finweek contributor Sean Christie. Sean, thanks so much for joining us. Firstly, tell us why the craze, why has trail running become so popular?
Afternoon. I think it's the draw of nature, of tremendous landscapes, of which South Africa has many. And people finding road running a little unimaginative. So
it's a little bit more, the draw of nature certainly coming through there. Apart from that, are there other appeals? And of course, looking at it from a sponsorship perspective, what are these sponsors being drawn to?
I think in Europe and the US, it became very big in the late 90s and early 2000s, with millions of men and women becoming regular trail runners. When it took off in South Africa in 2006-ish, I think they were hoping that some of the same kind of growth would occur. There's certainly a big spike in popularity. But not quite enough to justify a business for some of those brands.
So we've heard that there was an initial attraction to this and that there were major trail running events that took place. Can you maybe tell us a bit about that? And in your view, do you think it has become saturated?
Well, there was rapid growth in events, and there still are a great number of events, with trail running catching up with road running in terms of event numbers. I think what's happening at the moment is the middle is under pressure. Those are your one-day events, the sort of middle distance, marathon distance. Because people can go and do these things on their own. On the entry level side, the short course side, you have a series like the Spur Trail Series attracting about 18,000 people a year. So I think that's going to continue to grow. And then the real growth area seems to be on the elite or prestige side, which is these multi-day events which can run between several countries and cover hundreds of kilometers, but can also cost upwards of 20,000 Rand, because the events organizers, having failed to attract major sponsorship, are making their money off entries.
Who used to be involved in these events? Any names that we may be familiar with, Sean?
Salomon is a big presence in South African trail running. As is High Tech and K-Way. Adidas was initially one of the moving spirits, but they pulled out of trail running altogether in about 2015 to focus on road running.
The difference, would you be able to tell us about the ratio currently in South Africa if you look at road running versus trail running? How are we sitting there?
Tom Cottrell, who publishes the Nedbank Runner's Guide every year, has it at about 70-30 in favor of road running. But as mentioned, with trail running events growing in popularity, he believes it could even out at 50-50 within a few years.
So what we know is South Africa, it was 2015 Athletics South Africa officially recognized trail running as a separate discipline. So this means what exactly? How does it change things?
Not a great deal at the moment. If you're a top athlete, what it means is you can represent your country in the major international events. For your average trail runner, it means very little at the moment. The Athletics South Africa, in conjunction with the moving spirits in the trail running scene, are still working out how to formalize trail running, with a bit of pushback from those involved in trail running, many of whom believe its formalization goes against the spirit of trail running.
Sean, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon and telling us a bit about trail running. A very big thank you to Sean Christie's Finweek contributor, of course, joining us live from Cape Town. Let's now move over to Editor's Choice.